hope it gets better from here, because Samba TV saying something else. So I scanned over this real quick. I think there is a typo in the title of this, but Samba has the correct wording. Ahsoka has abysmal viewership. One of the worst Star Wars Disney Plus premieres since The Mandalorian Season 3. The newly released Ahsoka series reportedly had one of the worst Disney Plus premieres for a Star Wars series since The Mandalorian Season 3. Samba TV recently shared their data, claiming that only 1.2 U.S. households 1.2 million U.S. households tuned into Ahsoka in its first 6 days since release. The data analysis group reported on Twitter, X, the latest new hashtag Star Wars series, hashtag Ahsoka, finally hit screens with 1.2 million U.S. households watching over its first 6 days. This is similar viewership to Andor's premiere, and slightly lower than The Mandalorian's third season premiere over the first 6 days. Now, what do we know about these two series here? Most people liked to loved Andor, but it wasn't promoted properly and this and that, and for me, I liked it. It was alright in certain respects. In certain respects, I liked it. I thought it was shot well, looked well, great acting. To me, it just didn't feel like Star Wars. It wasn't Star Wars, but it was a good series. You get what I'm saying? But to some people, it's kind of like their Loki. It's this weird thing with like how Loki doesn't exactly feel like Marvel, but some people it's their favorite of the Marvel series that came out on Disney Plus. Well, this is their Loki. It's the favorite. It's one of the slower ones. It's different. It's not a bunch of lightsaber, Jedi, Sith, Starfighter. It's not all none of that. There's a lot of drama. And it worked, right? But nobody knew about it. Nobody really watched it like that. And then The Mandalorian third season let everybody down. A bunch of garbage, as usual, garbage BS politics that they're putting in there. They switching up characters and changing things and doing what no one wanted to happen. You know what I mean? So it's like, so having said that about both of those series, the fact that it's similar viewership to both of them is not a good thing. So it says here, and you can see it right there, but I'm reading through the latest news. I already read through it. There it is. It's the same thing that was printed on the page. And as noted by Samba TV, this is lower than their premiere numbers for The Mandalorian Season 3. They reported back in March that The Mandalorian Season 3 premiere drew in 1.6 million. So, that one did better. Looking back at Obi-Wan Kenobi, Samba TV reported this series had been viewed by 2.4 million. Interestingly, they also reported that The Mandalorian Season 2 premiere, which brought in 2.8, bested. The Book of Boba Fett had 1.5 million. While The Book of Boba Fett might have only brought in 1.5 million U.S. households, 4 days, Samba TV reported it brought in 1.7 million in its first 5 days. My, very interesting. As noted above, Samba TV reported The Mandalorian Season 2 brought in 2.8 million U.S. households in its first 4 days. The data firm previously reported in November 2020 that The Mandalorian Season 2 premiere had ranked in 1.04 million U.S. households. They did not provide a time frame. So it's possible that this data is based on the initial day it was released rather than over the course of 4 days. Samba TV wrote on Instagram, "Is the Force strong with Star Wars fans watching The Mandalorian?" Season 2 premiere had 1.04 million U.S. households tune in, up 73% compared to 2019's Season 1 premiere. The decline in viewership should not surprise anyone who has been following the course of Star Wars over the past few years. Absolutely not. Since the Walt Disney Company purchased Lucasfilm and Star Wars from George, nearly every metric has declined. I'll tell you this. If you wanted to see, we liked Rogue One for the most part, and we liked The Force Awakens. We were so excited about what was going to happen. And guess what? Nobody cared about Rey being a woman and none of this other stuff. It was just like, wow, this is great. Who is she? What is going on? I think Finn's Force sensitive. Oh, we're gonna have like these dual new Jedi. Oh, this is gonna be great. A stormtrooper that becomes a Jedi. This unknown girl. Who is she? Luke's daughter. Who is she? What is going on here? We were all so happy. And then as things went along with Marvel and Star Wars, we started to see that the woke BS politics were rearing their ugly head and being shoved in. And it's been downhill since then. While The Force Awakens did monster box office numbers to the tune of $2.64 billion, subsequent films in the trilogy declined significantly. The Last Jedi only brought in $1.3 billion, and The Rise of Skywalker closed out the Disney sequel trilogy at $1.72 billion. In between those films, the company actually lost money on Solo, which only grossed, wow, $393.1 million globally. My. On a $275 budget. With Star Wars films declining at the box office, merchandise sales began drying up as well. Diamond Select Toys president Chuck, I'm not trying that. I know those movies as well as 9 have their fans, and those fans might say just never did the right products or characters or formats. They might be correct. I don't understand that. However, we can only go by what we know. For sure, the door is not closed to the sequel trilogy products, and we are working on a couple of pieces. Oh, good Lord, man. I'm impressed if the company planned to create more Rise of the Skywalker products. They replied, as I mentioned before, we are working on some, but I have to ask, are you sure there is lots of demand for these very requested characters? Right. I'm done reading through this. Oh God, this is just terrible. This is just terrible. And I am a fan, I as a fan am suffering. A lot of you as fans, most of us as fans are suffering. Most fans are suffering through this. Most Marvel and Star Wars fans are suffering. Most Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney fans are suffering through this dark age that Disney has ushered in on itself. It's nuts, man. It's nuts dealing with this. I don't like reporting this. I don't like not liking what I'm seeing on the television screen or the movie screen. I don't like it at all. I just want us to get back to having fun, to where I come busting in the door to give you a review or do a reaction to the trailer. Remember those days? And I've always told you guys, I'm always going to be honest with you. So I haven't changed. Always remember that. I haven't changed. The entertainment has changed. That's what's changed. Tyrone has consistently been honest with you. It's just that he used to like everything and be excited about everything, and now he's sad about everything. That's what's going on. And there are movies, if you follow me, you already know there are still things that I like. There are trailers I get excited for. There are movie reviews I give great reviews for. But yes, we are in the dark ages of entertainment right now, and it is not giving us good stuff. Post comments down below. Hit that subscribe button. Only around 48%. Well, 48% of you, well, most of you are subscribed, but like 48% of you that watch, which is nearly half, are not subscribed. Subscribe, and we will be at 2 million subscribers today. 2 million subscribers.